got to get QAnon out of power in this country by any means necessary. And I think that really they have to, by coming at them with the political power. I mean, for me, I just think it shows how far the Republican Party has fallen. My God, man, you got high school dropouts in the halls of Congress. You know, how the hell could we get to this point in the country?
And it happened really quickly. It happened. Yeah, it happened while we became so like angry at Trump. It was like we didn't. Everyone was looking at him every day. He's really manipulative in that way. But
yeah, and while he was doing all the other, but see, I knew that he was making an impact here in DC because I had to drive for 2 years up there, and we were seeing like all the people being replaced. You know, the head of NASA replaced, wasn't even a scientist, right? The Environmental Protection Agency, they couldn't even say the words climate change, right? So everything was being changed over, and he just continued that process throughout his whole 4 years, and he's got more and more blatant with it. So
and
it's just
especially at the end with the FBI and the CIA and the DOJ and the motherfucker this and that. Yep. So yeah, we're at a place where, yeah, I mean, look, the thing is, we've just come through such a hard climb. I mean, the fact that we're blue is like, has nothing, it's like God working in our lives, because Democrats are definitely not good at this shit. You know?
No, they're not. And they really, like I said, and that's one thing, my only grievance with Biden is he needs to go scorched earth, man. He needs to fight like they fight. I'm like, look at them, they lied about everything. Stack the damn court, expand the court, put 3 female liberal judges in there for RBG, you know, pay these bastards back what they've been doing, man. Look how they blocked Garland under Obama. Then can't turn around and put this handmaiden in there when RBG dies. Yeah. It just shows utter hypocrisy. And look, Lindsey Graham, old lady G said it best, right? They want to win. They want to win. Yeah. That's all they care about. They don't care about morality. They don't care about any of that. They just want to win.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Once everything started spinning up, and I seen how polarized everything was, that's when I got concerned. Like, you know what? Everybody got this damn Civil War talk, and I really felt that. You know, I've been through the riots. I don't know if you was in LA during the LA riots, but I felt the tension.
Yeah, it was. Were you living here then? Or
I'm from Long Beach, California. So,
yeah,
so yeah,
that was an intense moment.
Yes, and so I felt the same thing in the nation. I'm like, you know what? It's time to come out swinging. And really, once George Floyd died, that was like the final straw for me, because I've been through that. I joined the Army after the LA riots, directly because of that stuff. That's why I was like, I watched Long Beach burn, man. I picked up 911. It was off the hook for 3 days, right? I had FBI agents drawn down on me because I was outside after curfew with MP4s, man, and full body armor. And I was telling them, hey guys, I got a Sega Genesis in my backpack. I'm not a looter. I'm just coming from my friend's house. And they was like, get the hell out of here. You know, they got back in the car 4 deep and took off. And so I really just remember just sitting on the bus, like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting with the police. I'm tired of being tied in this gang violence. And so that's why I became a soldier. I never looked back. And, you know, kept my head down for years. But then look what happened. All this stuff has been building up. Trayvon Martin was absolutely ridiculous, man. And when Philando Castile got killed, I was at work when that happened. I had flashbacks from combat after seeing that. Had to go outside, had to get my composure, you know. I just couldn't believe, and look how they demonized his girl, right? She had the presence of mind to still call his officer sir as he murdered her loved one right there in front of her, and got away. Shot this dude 7 times, man. His only mistake was telling him he was armed, because I knew you can't say that to the cops, man. Not being black in this country, unfortunately, man. That's why I told people, you know, they had to find a weapon while I'm in the back car. That way they can't justify killing me, because he shot this man at 7 times point blank range, and then walked away. Got away clean. And so I think all of this has been building up, because now we got the technology now, right? We got the technology, right? Everyone's you on camera now.
Yeah.
And George Floyd,
it's like a form of artillery. You know, it's kind of a defense to violence. Actually,
you have to, because that's why I tell people we're way past a few bad cops, right? I hated the police.
You see what's going on here in Los Angeles now?
Yeah, well, you know, LAPD got a long tradition, man. I'm telling you, I hate the police.
There is an expose this week, 14 pages, that's like harrowing. Like, I mean, I live in West Hollywood, so it's like it's like a section of the LA Sheriff Department, and they're nice because this is a really great part of town. But these motherfuckers are like gangs. They're like gangs.
Well, they got some gang members in there. Remember, they was recruiting that other division out there that was having, suppose you got to get a kill to get a part of it. So it's all type of stuff back there. I know Rampart Division was dirty as hell. We knew it from the fact. I got shook down by the cops on the regular, just talking shit to me. It's like, hey, you fit the description of somebody who stole a car. I'm like, I'm walking 2 in the morning. Why the hell would I be stole a car if I'm walking? And I mean, he threw me on the hood and was like, hey, who the fuck did they go believe, me or you?
Right.
And so that's just how it was. That's how it went down in the hood.
I feel like it's ratcheting up more than ever before. I don't know if it's because of this. I don't know if we're seeing more of it because of the access we have, but I was bused to an all-black high school in Jersey, where I'm from originally. So I've been part of like feeling like, I've been part of the community in the streets since I'm 14, and I saw the other side of what you are experiencing because I was watching like an innocent, watching the way the town around them were treating the kids in the high school. It was insane. And so I don't know, I just think that having a sensibility to, the urban environment, I just kind of feel like I haven't seen I think now I see so much more anger than there was 30 years ago.
Yeah, because we've been dealing with it for 30 years, right? We've been dealing with it. My mom dealt with it. Look when the Watts riot. My mom lived through the Watts riot, right? When King got assassinated, man. That's the reason why my high school has huge fences around it, bar fences around it. It's always been there. I mean, she remember about the National Guard, telling her to get her, basically called her a black bitch. Say, get your ass in the house, a couple of N-words in there to boot, and had her go in the house because they're actually going out here just shooting people in the streets. This is why everyone was so scared when the National Guard came out during the LA riots. The first time I actually stayed home, listen to my mother, she's like, just please don't go out. It's like, just don't do it. Right. Like, what, moms, it's probably not worth it. So I stayed home. I didn't do anything. But that wasn't who I was anyway. I wasn't one person to get out there because even then I was in ROTC and I understood, tactically, it didn't make any sense because I wasn't armed and I knew that I wasn't going to get out there. If a firefight broke out, I wasn't going to be out there. So really after that, that was like why I became a soldier and really why I stayed a soldier. I went back on leave, and finally I was just like, man, forget it. I'm gonna have to make my own way. And so I knew after Iraq that I was gonna be a career soldier.
As much as racism is such a part of the everyday vernacular with these horrible, horrible white supremacists, and as much as they might have a big megaphone right now, if you look at culturally, Black people have taken over the airwaves.
Yes.
Home, television, every magazine cover.
You watched that, dominated.
The fabulousness can't be ignored.
No.
You know what I mean? So that's one aspect of like the social society. But where you're coming from with the anger and the war, I am right there, because this is going to end up being not a pretty.
And this is why I'm telling people now, we have to engage before it becomes a hot civil war. The only reason we're not trying to kill each other right now is because the military decided to support the Constitution. And I tell people this because I was in Bosnia, I was in Kosovo, I seen what civil war looks like, and these fake ass patriots who talk about war, they have no idea what higher level warfare is. You can't go to Walmart in civil war, man. Those places are kill zones now. They're mine up your field. You can't go plant crops, man, because people out here, because in a true battle, you're only limited by your imagination, how you want to kill people. And so everything will be at risk. And the fact that you got people that would even mention civil war, especially 30% of those rioters were military. And I know because this has been for a long time in the ranks. I've seen it. This hatred, they hated Obama, man.
Having such a sensitivity to knowing like really the intimacy of what my family suffered when I see racist acts, when we see all these videos that are now coming like fucking every day, it just, you know, I don't even know how to contain the frustration and the anger. And that's why it's like, I'm forcing myself to just try to get everybody to vote. The 2022 election is as important as what happened in 20.
Exactly. And every election from here on out, because we have to stay woke. You know, we have to stay, you know, and see what's happening here, because the Republican Party is a two-edged sword now. Because they're getting smaller, they're getting more radical.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, look at Colin Powell, man. This is the first black man I would have voted for, even before Barack Obama. And he walked away from the Republican Party.
Right.
My thing is, how far you have to fall before you realize you guys are in a cult, man. You're in a cult. I loved Obama. I never had no, I don't even think Obama flags exist, right? I never had any of this damn.
There was a poster there.
Like, you think that makes you a patriot because you put a flag on and you put a damn Trump train flag on? And
no,
I mean, it's like
people, you know,
episodes
are not salvageable. They're not savable. We're not bringing.
No, they're not. They made their choice.
I'm telling you, you are going to have to remember that voting is the one thing that we have to make sure people do. I mean,
yes,
we look at like the young people, they came out to vote, could have been much more. I mean, even though we won, but we didn't win in the landslide in terms of, because we're stuck with these electoral locations that we're like, you know,
and we need to come for the electoral college. That's why I say, you know, Biden needs to play hardball with these Republicans, man. Like, look at Trump. Look at all the violations that Trump did, right? All the stuff he did. And I think that the only thing he may go to jail for is a tax evasion, right? Well, if New York get him for tax evasion, he might not.
100%.
Exactly. Because everything else he can beat, you know, he can beat with all that. But I think the money is really what's doing him in. Because the money, once you got the money trail, you can show that he was evading. Now let's look at the corrupt pardons, man. He pardoned Blackwater. He pardoned Roger Stone. He pardoned freaking those damn dirty ass brothers, man. What is it? Flynn. Ridiculous ass Flynn, man. Russian agent Flynn.
Flynn, you know? By the way, his brother guilty.
Of course they are.
Flynn, 2 weeks before, and you can look at a post 2 weeks before the insurrection. Flynn started this thing called Flynn's Army or something like Flynn's.
I was watching that shit because he out in Alexandria.
Yeah,
believe me,
he was already part of this whole. I mean, yeah. So the fact, which I'm going to post after this, where are those 26 women who accused Trump of sexual misconduct? Where are they? What the?
My thing is
not coming together and like getting a lot.
Get them for the money, right? Get them for the money. Al Capone's ass, man. Get him for the money. Once they realize that you can get listen, he's not gonna be able to beat those financial charges, man. Trust me.
No.
Once they do the forensic, the financial forensics, they got his ass dead to rights. Yeah. You know, we know the guy's a grifter to the third power. So, but the thing is, he has a huge cult following, and these guys want to, and he's shown how dirty you can be as a president. If you're morally bankrupt, he showed how far you could take it and how much you can get away with it. He got away with shit Nixon only dreamed of. That's why I say he was mad being compared to Nixon. I'm like, dude, Nixon should be upset being compared to your ass. No president is like, no president has been as dirty, has been as openly immoral as Trump has been. And that's the thing. And he was successful with that politically. They still will vote for his ass now after all of that.
He like steamrolled America.
Yes.
And like the only way we can come back is to have, I say, of course, the vote, but to.
Well, no, it has to be the vote, though. It has to be. We all sense what's happening in the nation, and we're going to rise to the challenge.
I'm telling you, this group I put together, it's like 30 of us. It's all shapes, sizes, ages, colors. We are going to have a little bit of more of an impact this 2022. If it's
yes, nothing else was about. But when they see, you know, the unity that we have. I think that's what's really going to bring. We're going to bring these guys down, and we're on the right side of history. That's the main thing. We're on the right side of history. We're fighting through it.
And you know what? And more importantly, more than anything else, our hearts are in the right place.
Yes,
that's really
of course.
You know.
Yes.
22 means everything to me.
Of course, because we have to make sure these guys don't get back in power, man. That's the biggest threat. We cannot let the Republican Party, as it exists today, ever see power again in this country. Because as they are right now, they are a direct threat to our democracy. I'm more fired up about this than I have been for any deployment I went on.
Right.
You know, I haven't been this fired up since 9/11. So
Good.
we have.
I think it's bringing out the best in a lot of people. It really
Yes, and because we have to meet because everybody asks that question, well, what would you do for baby Hitler, right? They always ask that question. I'm like, well, guys, we live in that right now. We live in that. We're watching we're watching the rise of fascism in America. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We cannot let a fascist get control of the world's more powerful military. It'll be a disaster. It'll be a disaster.
Not while I'm alive, I'll tell you.
No, me either. Not while I'm breathing either. And so, therefore, I'm all in. Believe me, I'm all in. So whatever the cost, whatever the personal sacrifice.
I just have to say one thing, and I want to leave it for you to think about, because I kind of just thought about it today when I was doing my power walk thing. Because I listen to a lot of Republican podcasts, the ones that are the never Trumpers.
Yes, I love them too. Like Anna Burrow, man, I love her. I love her, man. So I love the never Trumpers, the real Republicans.
Right. Yes, the true ones. So here's the thing that no one's saying that I think I want to bring up at some point. So Hitler wrote Mein Kampf when he was in jail. He was in jail for trying to create an insurrection. Okay?
Exactly.
So 1923, he gets out of jail. By 1929, he was elected as the chancellor. So that's 6 years.
Exactly.
That is not a lot of time.
The night of knives, right?
Right.
So,
and they didn't, right. And there wasn't social media back then. So Trump getting out this is not, no one's talking about they're looking at the long game to bring fascism. There's no question.
yes. And he can do it because he has, look, we're lucky that the corporate America blocked him from social media because he had almost 90 million followers on Twitter, like 87.3. Because I followed him. I didn't follow him, but I always monitored his tweets. And I was talking with him in my daily countdown to Joseph Biden taking over. And so he has fanatics, man. He has fanatics out there.
Yeah.
People are willing to lay down their life and to fight for him. And this is what we have to deal with now, these fanatics.
And you know what? We can be as fanatical for the.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? So
just be more tactically superior, man.
But I mean, it's like, just to quote Joan Crawford, don't with me, fellas.
Yes.
Anyway, have a great weekend. I love that you did this. And if you ever need anything, call me. I'm happy to talk about this because
I got you.
I support what you're doing wholeheartedly. And I feel like we are only going to go up from here. I mean, I feel like.
I think so too. I think that our time.
The reason why I'm optimistic is because of people like you.
Well, I appreciate you. And I think that, our nation, I'm just answering the call for our democracy. There's times in history where, you feel it. And it's like, hey, we gotta step up. We gotta step up. So I knew that my life was never gonna be the same again after I watched all these assassinations take place. And George Floyd was just the final straw for me.
Oh, 100%.
I said, I have to be all in.
And I'll tell you something else. The size of that insurrection, it's like, if they piss us off enough, just think of how many people showed up to the Women's March in 2007.
Yes. Hey, I drove many of them.
900,000 people in Los
Angeles. From well-to-do neighborhoods. Yes. Yeah. I mean, we talk
20% of those people, we're fine.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, you have a great weekend.
Hey, great talking with you.
A pleasure.
All right, you have a good one.
Not the last time.
All right.